Alrighty, guys. So, I went ahead off camera and I have got pretty much everything that I think we need here on planet to conduct business set up to be made. There's still some fluids I've got to connect because that's what we're going to do this episode is do the fluids. But everything else, I believe, is being made. In addition to that, we have gridded out our entire island, and we have logistics and construction support for our entire island, along with the tank, which is kitted out to be a construction tank. I think we are good to go. Why has this guy got no power? All right, well, we'll pull him up. No sense wasting one that has no power, I guess, right? If there's more, we're slowly filling this in so that we will have all of our power needs met. We're really already doing that, but since we're going to grow up a little bit with regards to fluid, I figured I'd go ahead and do that. So we've got all of this done. Now, this patch up here is 13 million. So it's gonna last us a while, but eventually it's gonna run out. But we've got some pretty big patches over here. We got like a 44 million that we can get to it. We just got to run a train to it and what have you. Now we can't cross the deep oceans yet, but we will be able to soon. And the reason we'll be able to soon is we're headed to Vulcanus next. But in the meantime, we got that covered. The other thing I did is I went around and there were a few more of those Fulgora vaults, and I went and I snagged them up because they just had a lot of resources. I didn't go and pick up like all of the excess, Fulgoran ruins and things like that. I can do that with the tank later, and that's going to give us some more stuff to be able to put into our system. Now, as you can see, some of our system's getting pretty full. Like our fuel, our solid fuel for one, and we don't have a use for it. Not right now, anyway. We really don't have a use for it. But I don't want the rest of this to stop up because I need this little bit of ore that we're getting. I need the other little ones that we're getting. So we need to fix that, and we need to do our fluids. So we're going to do our fluids first, and then at the end, at the end when we have the time, we're going to address this issue. I have an idea. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, so I put these down here because initially I was talking about maybe putting the fluid down here, but I don't see that we need to go that far with it. I think we're going to put it like right in this area here, on the other side of this cliff, because it really, I don't know that we're going to make this outpost that much bigger. I mean, I've already got almost 2,000 science just with the one setup. And if you look and you do the count, we only really need like 9,000 to have pretty much everything, with the exception of some of the really late stuff that we need to have science for. So I'm not going to make a huge one. We may expand this some, but right now I don't see the need to. At least not while I'm here on planet. So, what are we going to do? We are going to do one of the cardinal sins of Factorio, and we're going to make a tank farm. I don't want to get too close to the cliffs because I want to come back later and blow the cliffs up. So this is going to be water. Okay, so we're going to produce our water here, and we're going to bring it over here. So water, we are going to, and we could do that, but I like having a pipe, just to have a pipe, just to be on the safe side, so that we can connect into it if we need to. All right, so then we want a requester chest and a requester chest. And then we want that. Because we're going to run 2 plants. And for this, we're going to do ice, We'll do 50 for now and see if that keeps up. So there's 50 there, 50 there. And that's going to take care of some of this buildup, because that's going to bring our ice down as those tanks fill up. Again, like I say, we still got to take care of that. I have an idea for that. So there's going to give us our water. So we got to bring water in for refined concrete, because we need refined concrete to make our raised rails and to make these electromagnetic plants. So we need a little bit of it. So there it is. So that's got to come over, and we'll do this for now to bring it up to that area, and then we'll go around and we'll get it all connected in time. But the other thing we got to do is I screwed this up, because we can still do that there, and then we want that there, because these have to be connected, and I did not connect them. There we go. So now everything should be connected. Yes. Okay. Cool. So now we'll have water to come out there. Next, we're going to need acid, and we're going to need lube. All right. So let's do lube next. Lube is the easiest one. It doesn't take up as much room. Well, water, petroleum gas, and plates. Let's do acid. Let's do acid so that the bots don't have to go quite so far. Not that it's really going to matter that much, I don't think. But we're going to do the same thing. We're going to set up a tank farm. Like I say, cardinal sin of Factorio is these big tank farms and stuff, because it's a waste. But I'm doing it because I want to be able to have it on hand. Okay, so let's see. That one, that one, that one. That one, that one, that one. Right? Is that? Yeah, it looks like everything's connected now. Okay. I want to have it on hand as things fluctuate. Okay? Just in case they do. I don't know that they're going to, but just in case. All right, so acid. And that's done in a chemical plant. And it needs sulfur, and it needs iron plate, and it needs water. All right, so chemical plants. Again, I think we're going to do 2. I think we're going to do 2 for all of these, just for redundancy's sake and for production throughput's sake. So chemical, acid, and then we need sulfur and iron plate. Okay, so sulfur and iron plate. Again, a little bit overkill maybe, but that's life. And we're not going to belt any of this, and we're not going to hand it off. We're just going to do it this way, and we're going to rely on bots. We've started with bots, we're going to rely on bots. So now we need water coming into there. And I don't know if this will feed through or not. Let us find out. If these will feed through now, they will not. Okay. That would have been nice. Would have been nice, but it doesn't. That's okay. We will make it happen. Well, for that matter, we can just do this. Right? So that's got its water, that's got its water. It just needs sulfur. And sulfur is once again, water and petroleum gas. So now we need petroleum gas. And that's done. Chemical plant as well. That is light oil and water. So let's do over here. And we'll do another one. Oops. Come on. Go to the right spot. There we go. All right, let's see. That one, 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 right? Those are connected. They're connected to those. Those are connected to those. Let's keep consistent. There we go. Right? Yeah, that's consistent with the other ones. Let's keep them consistent. All right, so this one, we're going to need it to be... All right, this is going to be petroleum gas. So that's light oil to petroleum gas. So we need two coming in, and one of them has to be water. I don't know why I'm connecting those two together. It really doesn't need to be. So we need water. Can we make it? No. Can we make it from there? Just. There's water, right? And then we're going to have to bring in light oil. So now we need heavy oil to light oil. That's in the way, so we'll come down a little bit. Right, right, okay, so this one needs to be light oil. Oops. And that's going to be light oil, which is also going to need water. Oops. Come on. Now, I got to get used to this. I don't know why I didn't do that with this one. Other than I just forgot that we can do that. Let's do that instead. And not be completely stupid about it. That one, it doesn't matter. That one, it doesn't matter. So that's light oil. And we can go ahead and get that set up. And that'll come down here to hook into the system down here. And that'll be that, right? Right, okay. And then we can bring our water down right there. So that's going to give us our water there, which is going to give us our light, our heavy to light petroleum gas. Then we just gotta make our sulfur. Meanwhile, yeah, novice, go fix the walls. All right. Did we bring? Yeah, we got offshore pumps, and we do not have to make heavy oil. It's really kind of nice. So I am not going to tank heavy oil because there's no sense in doing so. Not really. We are going to do this. Move that out further so we can do that. And likewise, there's no need to connect these, but we're going to anyway because we are between the two of them. All right, so that's going to give us our light. Light's going to give us our petroleum gas. Petroleum gas is going to set us up for sulfur. We just need to make sulfur, and then we need to have that set up to pick it up. So we just need to make it. And we can do that. Right here, maybe. Nah, you know what? Move it over one so we don't have the risk of crossing pipes. So sulfur, flip one of these. Oops, not flip the thing, flip the connections. Right, so there's water into there. That up to there. This isn't as pretty as I had hoped it would be, but it will work. Realistically, we should make this separated by one so that we could put them all into one chest. Let me do that. No, it'll be separated by 3, wouldn't it? 1, 2, 3, that should be separated by. Now let's see how badly that screws us up. That's going to be in the way of that. Father mucker. If we go here, and then we go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. That's going to go down there. That's going to be sulfur. That's going to be sulfur. That's going to be water. That's going to be water. That's going to be water to there. Right? Right. And then that's going to be that to there. Will that not connect to that? That doesn't connect to that. That's good. And then we can just do that. Heck, we don't even need that. Alright, so there's there. Provider chest. Bada bing, bada boom. So we've got all of that. We just need lube, right? One, two, three. Three. Right, and lube is heavy oil. So there and there, there and there, lube. There, and there. And now we have lube. So now we should have everything we need coming up here. Okay, so we need water. We need sulfuric acid. And we need lube. Right, okay, so now we can go up here. And we can connect that. We can connect that. I'm using pipe to ground there, even though we could get away with just straight pipes, simply because I want to avoid the possibility of cross connecting. Right, so that's got that, and then we just need greens and motors, and we're not requesting them. Motors, greens. Alright, so that should be... Why do we not have... Oh, because we got to connect that. Alright, so that's going to make electric motors. That's going to make batteries. We just need copper and iron. There we go. So now we solved part of our battery problem, and then that's going to make that. That should already be making it, except there's stuff that's going to be requesting it, so it won't. It'll go away until this. This has got to come to homeostasis again. Now that we've been doing that and screwed things up, but now we've got all of our fluids done. Right, not too bad. Half hour. So we're making all of the fluids that we need to make. Not in super high quantities, but in enough quantity to be able to do what we need to do. And again, like I say, this is going to kind of balance itself out over time, and these will fill up. Now, I'm debating on production modules in the water, simply because it is a finite resource. We don't need to do that with the other ones because we've got an entire ocean. we'll see. I might have to go back and put production modules in there, but I don't think we're going to have to. I think we got enough water for a while. But now, the last thing I want to do in this episode is I want to address this overflow issue. And I have an idea. Okay, I've done a couple of things. I added some more recyclers up here. One of them is doing the blues so that we get the plastics. Right? We get the plastic, or we get the, is it the plastics that it's given us? No, the plastics are coming from the what you call it, the space framework things, whatever the hell. What are these things again? Low density structures. Why can I not remember that name? It just doesn't make sense to me. They look like beer can like plastic things to me. Anyway, so that's that. This one is doing it for for the green circuits. That's what we're getting out of that. But now I want it to have one that if there's something that's really kind of getting full, I can turn around and go up here and set the requester chest manually, and we can knock it out. These two are so that I can do the same thing with stuff that I just want to go right back onto the belt, or when I was going around and clearing out like all of the ruins, you get a bunch of stuff. That's going to give me the place to be able to put that in. I'm pretty sure if I were to fill the tank up, I could park the tank here, put in an inserter, and stick it into here, and it's going to put it on the belt and put it down to the sorter. So I think we're okay with that. I could probably just put it on the belt anywhere with the tank. So that gives me a way to do that, is basically what I was seeking with that. But we've got to deal with the elephant in the room, which is going to be things like the solid fuel. And the way to do that, now in C Block they have basically buildings that are just void buildings. You put the stuff in and it disappears. They don't have that in this, but what they do have is you can recycle things to nothing. So we are going to make the human centipede recycler and void station. And oops, too far out. We got that in the way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it here, and it's going to recycle all the way through. And if something happens to make it to this end, then it goes back on the belt and gets inserted back in. But 8 recyclers I think is going to be enough, except for 1 or 2 items maybe, to end up back on this belt. Alright? The next thing I'm going to do is I don't want this being held up. So we're going to put speed modules in all of those. Okay? Then we're going to come down here. And it's nice that this works out in just the right length. And I'm not going to lie, off camera, I looked to see if this would fit, and it did. And that's part of the reason I grabbed 8 instead of like say 7 or 6 or whatever. We're going to run a belt down here, all the way to the end. Okay? And then we're going to put bulk inserters on this very last chest. And I'm not facing them to the belt yet because I want to wire them up before I turn them around. And then we're going to do the same thing up here. So when we dump out, it's going to dump in. Alright? So then I'm going to go over here. And I want to give myself a little bit of room for it to react. So I'm not going to grab this last chest. I'm going to grab the next chest. And we're going to go and we're going to connect all of these together. Alright, and on all of these, we're just reading the contents. So it doesn't matter that they're all together. We just want to know the contents. Then we're going to go, and it doesn't matter which one we go from. We're going to go from one of these to the pole, to the pole. Does it not reach? It reaches now. Okay? And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to connect all of these up. Alright? And then what I'm going to do is we're going to go to this first one down here and we're going to set it based on that. Alright, so a full chest for that is 9.6K, but it's going to be different for the plastic and for the iron and what have you, because they all have different stack sizes. Okay, so I'm not going to set it to the max stack size over here. I'm going to set it to say 1,000, because any of these stack sizes should come out to 1,000. 1,000 is one row for the hundreds. It's 2 rows for the 50s. So it should come out to 1,000 on all of them at some point. And what we're going to do is we're going to say enable disable if this particular item, and in this case, now we could have done this if we were doing it with a blueprint. I think there's a way to do it with a variable that you can go ahead and just have it set up, and then when you put it down, you put it in. But since we're doing this after the fact, we got to pick each one. So we're going to go green circuits, and we're going to say 1,000, 1,000, set constant, right? And enable disable if it's greater than that amount. So we want that to turn on if it's more than 1,000 in that box. All right? And that's what we're going to do. And then when this one reaches 1,000 in it, it's going to be completely full to the point where we want to start dumping it onto this belt. Now, we're going to copy that to each of these. And then we're going to go back and we're going to change this to what it should be based on what's in that row. Okay, so low density structures, blue circuits, and we'll go back and check these just to make sure that we didn't screw up one or didn't check the checkbox beforehand. And by doing it beforehand and then just changing them, it made it at least a little bit easier to go through all of these and change them. I'm pretty sure that was concrete, right? Steel, no, it was, we want ice. Then we want concrete. Then we want fuel, gears, copper, sticks, iron plate, plastic. What is this one supposed to be? I think bricks. See, some of these will never get used. Some of these will never, ever, ever, ever get used. But other ones are going to get used a fair bit, like the fuel. Now let's verify. So green, bricks, plastic, iron, sticks, copper, gears, solid fuel, concrete, ice, steel, batteries, stone, copper cable, red, blue, things, ore. So now we can turn these. Now, I could balance this so that it's on both sides of the belt, but I don't think it makes a difference because we only got, you know what we're going to do though, to make the input faster in case we do get build up. You know what? Maybe we will balance it. Everybody knows how to make a single lane balancer, right? There you go, single lane balancer. Even though this is probably kind of redundant, we'll do one here too. Alright, so it's all single lane balanced after each group. That should help to let these guys put it in faster. And like I say, it should all go all the way down here and should burn through it. And not have anything left. But if it has something left, it'll put it on this belt, and that'll be that. And that should take care of doing this. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to test it real quick. And we're just going to turn this off and let that dump stuff. And that's the one we're going to dump because it's fuel. And we're going to make sure this goes all the way through. Right? So then this one's going to do some, and it's going to hand it off. And at some point, it's going to run out and not do it any further because it's recycled all of it away to nothing. Right? All right. Looks like it's going to work. These guys are going to do what they have to do. And if it backs up a little bit and doesn't allow stuff to exfiltrate, that's why I left an extra crate, because I figure it'll catch up that way. So let's go back and turn this back over to enable disable so that it stops doing that. If anybody can think of a reason to keep this stuff, let me know. I mean, I'm not above sending it off planet, maybe, but we don't have the production to make a ton of rockets, in my opinion. I would like for us to have more production of water, I think. Because this is making it, it's just slow and everything is using it faster than it's making it. So maybe, can we fit another one somewhere? We can fit another one in there. Let's cram another one in there. Let's cram another one in there. Let's cram another one in there and get that going. And it's not that it's not got enough ice, because it's got enough ice in each of these. It's just that it's slow. So maybe another one will help us to catch up. So let's do that. All right. So now it should be processing ice. Do we maybe want to do the same thing over here? No, because it's a water issue. It's a water issue. Maybe that'll help us with the water. And if it really comes down to it, we can add a couple more. But I think that what's going to happen is once this balances out and hits homeostasis and all the chests are filled, then this is going to balance out and it's going to start to fill up. I think we'll be okay at that point once everything starts to fill. We just got to give it time to catch up. but now it should be making more. It should be staying steady and keeping up. All right, guys, so there we go. So here's the deal. I think we are done here. I think we are done on this planet with regards to everything we need to do before going to Vulcanus. I think everything now can be done remotely. We are building everything we need to build to be able to maintain. Oh, and we now have bots being built. These are set to 150. All right, so there are 50 construction bots in the system right now, and there are 100 logistics bots in the system. We're going to change this number, and we're going to say 400. All right. So this is going to allow this to make more logistics bots and put them into the system, and we'll have 400 logistics bots running around doing this mess. I think 400 is going to be enough for now to keep up. We don't need that many construction bots because right now we're not doing construction. We have 50 within the base, and we have 50 in the tank that we can take the tank out and start making rails when the time comes. But like I say, we're at 13 million scrap here. It's going to be a while before we go through all of this scrap. And then we will come down and grab maybe this one or something. By the time we do that, and by the time we start getting to these other scrap piles, we're going to be able to build on deep ocean, because we're going to Vulcanus next. We're getting the deep ocean ability, and we're going to go from there. Now, the thing that I've got to ask myself is, I want this mech armor. I don't know where this thing is made. It doesn't say where it's made at. It does tell me what I need, but it doesn't say where it's made at. But I need superconductors and supercapacitors, which come from here. Do I take them back with me? And do I maybe, just to be safe, take one of these back with me? I don't need any liquids to build this. I just need physical objects to build this. So I can take the stuff back, and if I take the stuff back and I take one of these electromagnetic plants with me, and because I don't have recipes that I don't have yet turned on, because I don't want to have the previews of them here. I just want to be, I'll look at them in the tech. I don't know if I need this to build that mech suit or not. But I know that once I have it there, I can build with it. So I think we're going to take one of those with us. And we are making them. So I think I'm going to take one of them with us. And I'm going to take enough stuff to be able to make the suit down there. So we need 50 superconductors, 50 capacitors, and 200 plate. So we don't have any plate right now because we are low on that. What I'm going to do is turn that off because I want to grab 200 plate. Actually, how much plate's here? Because we're going to steal from this process. Anything else using that plate? No, just those two locations. So all we need is 5 more plate. There we go. We can turn that back on. Now we don't care. And then we need 50 superconductors, 50 supercapacitors. So 50 superconductors, 50 supercapacitors. We have everything at this point that we need to make one of those suits. So we're going to put that in here. Why is that stuff in here? I don't know. That don't make no sense. Well, let's put it someplace else, shall we? Because it does not need to be in there. Uh-oh. We lost one. We'll have to go, when we get down here, we'll have to put some more lasers in. Right on the edges. Alright. Nothing in there. We want to put this stuff in the rocket. One of these in the rocket. This and this. And then we want to take... I think I already sent back. Let me look. I think I sent back recyclers already. The last time I sent, or when I sent the rocket here, I think I sent... Yes, I did. I sent 10 recyclers, so they're already there. So we don't care about the recyclers because we got it. But we do need to grab all of that and put that in there. And that's all the more we can send on that trip. So we're going to send that trip. We're going to bring it. We're going to make another rocket. We're going to send another trip. And we got to get the space platform to come back to us first. So off camera, I'm going to have the space platform come back. We're going to put the stuff on the space platform, and we're going to get ready to go back to Novice. I think our work here is done. Everything else can be done through map view, and then we're headed to Vulcanus. So there it is, guys. Let me go ahead and tell Valley Forge to come get us. Fulgora. And next episode, we will have put everything onto our space platform. We'll head back to Novice. We'll take care of some things on Novice. We'll start getting our space platform filled up, which we will not do on camera. And then we'll head to Vulcanus. So next episode, we'll be back at Novice. Episode after that, we'll head to Vulcanus. All right, guys. So there it is. I will talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Bye.